What's up guys, Cadet, or more known as Cat here, and today I will be showing you how to efficiently build a corner CT. Corner CT is pretty basic in what you should look for and try to build, but small differences will make the most difference sometimes. Firstly, let's get the basics out of the way. Special characters, or more commonly known to the community as SPCs. SPCs provide a huge advantage on the court, and having the best one at your disposal will just help you way more than it will hurt. There have been countless SPCs that have released, like Golden or Ido or Saru, that have their shot motions changed. Shot motion is a very important aspect in cornering because you need to be able to get your shot off without being blocked from far away from the defender. My SPC here is a normal SPC called Big Joe. You can get him for $20 level 1. He's fine. It has the normal shot motion, which is A tier, not S tier. S tier is the Goldens, the Idos, the Sarus, but A tier. And it's a necessity if you want to become a competitive player as a corner. Once you find an SPC that fits your liking with a decent jump shot, the next step is building your cards. Cards are overlooked by new players, and I cannot stress enough that this is probably the make or break aspect of FS2. A top tier player with bad cards will probably lose to a mediocre player with godly cards. That's just how it's going to work, and that's probably because of course skill is involved in the game. There are two types of card sets that you should be looking for if you're trying to build a corner CT. The sets are either called SP6, which is Special Edition 6, or SP5, Special Edition 5. If you want to become a mid shooter or even a 3-point shooter, which is a little harder but with a little more defense, then you should choose SP6. If you want to be as cash as possible and space the floor and still try to maintain a decent defensive stance, but you would have to get a little more cards and a little more effort, then SP5 is your best bet. Personally, I think SP5 has a higher skill ceiling, which basically means SP5 is your go-to if you want to try and win the most games. Now, let's check my cards. My cards are about as good as you're gonna get with a regular all-star deck. As you can see, I have SP5 with 4 3-point success. 1, 2, 3, 4. Most bigs, most CTs only have 3 3-point success due to the offense card. It is very hard to get 3 3-point success on this offense card, but luckily enough, I have it. Your goal in building your cards is the most 3-point success or attribute. If this was 2 3-point success, 1 3-point not, that is totally fine, but it's not going to be as good as this. That is what you should be looking for your offense card. This is the S tier offense card. With your defense card, I would say it's really good. It's 3 out of 3, but personally I would like a move speed sub along with 2 block subs. You need 2 block subs. It does not matter what this third sub is. You hope for move speed, run speed, manual block, but you need 2 block subs if you're running an SP5. You will be low block and you need to have a defensive impact on the game. With your talent card, you need to get 1 block sub and 1 3-point sub card, or with 1 3-point sub attribute. This manual block is very great to have. I love it. Also, I would also like to have move speed, run speed. Trying to be as fast as possible on the court is probably better than having manual block at some points. Just being able to space and just doing everything you can. And then regarding character and stats and stuff, my Big Joe is balance type. There is shrewd, balance, power. All 3 of them are fine. Me personally, I like being balanced, since I want to be able to gain 3-point and speed, but lose a little block, since I can rely on skill and teammates to help out and try to be as cash as possible for my ISOer. With my attributes, basically the 3 ones you need are 3-point, block, and speed, which are this one, and this one. Even though this is as recommend, you're trying to be a corner CT, you do not need tussle, and rebound is fine, but rebounding you should get some help from your other corner. The minimum you should be in each attribute is 183 point, 235 block, and 160 speed, and that's after all this. That's after street block. That's the minimum. If you are under that, then you need to work something out. You need to change some cards, get some street block, get some SPC lists, everything on that. Anything more is a huge bonus and will help you. Since I have 2 manual block on my cards, one on the defense, one on the talent, I decided that having a little bit lower block, so basically the 235, 240, that range, not having the higher 255 is better for me, so I can be as cash and then a little more speed, you know. So firstly, I'm going to put my 3-point up. Like I said, 180 is the minimum. You need to have this. I feel like this is the threshold for making 75s to 90s. I've tested it, and having 179 3-point is not the same as 180, trust me. But personally, I like having 188 3-point. This is where I usually put my 3-point out, because then I +2 even more on the street block to get +90 or +190 on it, so then I can have even a little more cash. Then on block, I would just, since I'm a normal SBC and I get 40 training points, I'm going to max out my block all the way into the red. If you are on golden, Ido, Saru, I do not recommend going into the red. These red points take up so much points. Look at this. I go from 61 to 26 just from 5 little attributes. But building a corner CT, you really only need 3 little attributes to do anything. So this red is not that bad if you get 40 training points and then extra ones for leveling up. Now, anything after this, all these 26 are all preference personally. Of course, you need to get your 160 speed, so you get that real quick. That's the bare minimum. Of course, more speed, more move speed, maybe some street block. The crew buff will help out there too, SPC titles. So I'm not going to be sitting at 160. At the end of the day, I may be around 165, 167, like around that area. So that's perfectly fine to get that up to 160 and then get a little extra. For these last 6, I actually put 5 in stamina and then 1 in rebound to just get that 170 rebound. But then I am a personal believer in stamina and just getting +5. This has always been something for me. Then that's how I would build my stats. You hit confirm, and then that's it. Now going on to team match. Team match is a very important area because then you get to see what you are doing each game and what you need to work on. As you can see, I take 81.85% of my shots from the 3-point line, which is normal. I should be taking my shots here because that is how I built my character. I'm a 3-point shooting CT. I'm a corner and a blocker. That is how I should be doing it. I need to spread the floor. Now, success, you should, at the end of the day, you should be looking for around 65% to 70%. And this is total, so my monthly changes over. So I have 69 here, 64 here. That's actually low. That means I did not shoot as good as I should have shot. I did not take smart shots. 70% great shooting month here, and 65% that's below, like that's just the minimum. But overall, 67%, which is decent. As a corner CT, you need to have at least 2 blocks per game. You cannot get up your block and then not have a block average. 2 blocks is decent because then you will also have another corner that's also a blocker as well, so you're sharing the blocks. You're not going to have that 3 to 4 blocks per game. 2 is perfectly fine. 2 is fine. 2 rebounds per game. Again, you're going to have another corner, maybe another CT, also sharing the rebounds, so these stats are perfectly fine. 2 assists per game. You always got to be looking for your teammates. That's fine. But yeah, everything else is perfectly fine. Enhancements are and also key, which is they will be in this workbench tab, which is enhanced characters. You get your 300 enhancements, and then you can be able to +1 3 attributes, which you can hit reset here. Personally, like I said, the 3 attributes you need to do, even though you could do tussle, rebound, I would do speed, block, 3-point, confirm. And as you enhance more, you can add more, so just keep plussing it, +2, +3. +3 is the max, but that's what I would do for enhancements. Now, onto clothing. Clothing is also a factor that people tend to look over. Having 230 block instead of 240 block is a huge difference, and any high elo player will tell you the same thing. Now with the new UI update that Freestyle just released, it is way easier to show you the items that you should be looking to stat and / or wear. Now from the favorite section, we have the top. Personally, I like wearing the Italian suit. It has always been an item that I thought looked clean and simple. And this is where users can get creative and wear what they want. But in that, you have to also realize that your clothing matters. Wear what you like, but also wear the best available fit in your locker. Since I am a 3-point CT, I have statted the Italian suit 3-point shot. This is big because attribute means a lot more than people think when you're at the lower end of the attribute bar, which is like 180 to 190. My 2 head items are all preference, and my shoes are statted speed. Please do not stat your shoes rebound on a CT that is supposed to spread the floor. You need to be as fast as possible. Rebounds will come boxing out in awareness on bounces. Pants, it's pretty simple. Static block, nothing else. Now I included this item not because I like to wear it, but just for the fact that it's different than statting the other items. On 3-point CTs, I do not recommend statting or wearing these +12 or +14, +12 items. Like it will decrease your block, and it will decrease your speed, and it will only increase your 3-point by 2 or 4. But with all the steps we have taken, we have gotten our 3-point to a good standard to have when in the corner. Now, on to the mastery and skills portion. You may look over at my skills and see something weird, like he doesn't have slots. Man, that's true. In my honest opinion, you do not need slots on a corner CT if you do not have the money available for them. They help. You can extra skills and the bare needed skills, but you do not need to have slots. And I've always been running with buff slots and VIP and G3, and I've been perfectly fine. Starting off, you need to have the basics. So the basics are going to be your direct pass, your quick jumper, your SP stamina, your manual block, your power tap pass, your SP box out, your SP 3-point shot, your SP running, your box out master, and your shoot touch. Everything down here is going to be preference. Everything. Maybe your team needs alley-oops. You'd put that on instead of tip in. But maybe your ISOer is an SG. He likes pumping. So he pumps passes to you and you pass it right back. So you need non-stop instead of block pass. Like, all these are just preference. And you need to know what you have by the team comp that you have. Personally, this is what I would put on. I'd put on tip and shot, block pass, power block, and block and catch. And if I have a PG or DG, I'd put on power block, of course. And if I'd have a CT or an SF, I'd go down here and put on deny intercept, because it would help them out when they are guarding the ball. Now, another aspect that's very important is the mastery. Mastery, you should be using floor spacer if you are a 3-point CT. I take the 3-point off this first level 3 tree only because I have enough 3-point success on my cards. If you do not have as much 3-point success as I do, then you should probably take the 3-point success one, because then you need to gain that much. Now the next one, level 5, it's a no-brainer. All of these are really bad except defensive move speed. This is probably one of the best ones in this whole tree, because it totally makes your guy run faster, and this is what you need. As level 7 tree is interesting. It's probably my most favorite. It's called screen and scoring. Now, most do not know of the screen and scoring skill, and basically it says shot success rate increases after hitting a screen. This is huge. This makes it so you can hit anything that your guy has a sliver of pie chart and it will be a 90. Most users don't know about this skill and end up thinking that you're cheating or hacking, but utilizing all of the available skills is what you need to do to win. Now with the last one, Also another no-brainer, take the 3-point speed and 3-point at block of it. This is what makes you be able to shoot from the corner efficiently due to the increased plus 12 3-point speed. Now, on to the freestyle portion. This should be really quick. This one is simple. Try to get as high as possible on this dark, gentle giant. I only have it personally on 3 stars, but you need to have it as high as possible because this skill virtually makes it impossible for the opposing defender to sag off. Everything else is completely useless besides maybe some assists or some rebounds, freestyles, but you can have them, but this really doesn't matter. This is the most important one that you need to have. This is all you need. Now as we go back here, like with these tips, you are now ready to start building your own corner CT. It's simple, it's efficient. This is the best corner in the game if used properly, due to its ability to rebound, its unnatural stealing when facing up an opposing defender, and the ability to be cash and block and be fast on the defensive end. Freestyle is what you make of it, and I hope to see you on the courts with your brand